Record. Yes.
We're recording.
To preempt.
You didn't preempt shit.
You had it chambered?
Mm-hmm.
It was ready to go. So now Fallout makes sense to you.
It does, but they did not help me at all.
No, they don't give a shit. And that's the funny thing, is that they have found tremendous success with this genre.
Yeah.
Which I have taken to calling Bethesda.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Fallout, people were worried that it would be like Elder Scrolls with a Fallout skin, and in a lot of ways that's true.
Sure. I think the combat is way better.
Oh, yeah. Melee combat, especially from a first-person perspective, is a novel beast.
Yeah.
It's not... I'm trying to think if I've ever really enjoyed first-person melee with swords.
I don't know.
You know what? It was from Arcane Studios. It was a Might and Magic game. What was that called? Dark Messiah of Might and Magic.
Oh, I remember that.
That was hot. That actually really worked.
Yeah.
That was great, but that's a special team. I mean, they went on to do Dishonored, which I had a hard time with, but that's no indicator of its quality.
Sure.
I always think I'm going to go back and I'll just be ready for it. You know what I mean? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever gone back to a game and then gotten it that time?
No.
I used to think...
That's not my MO.
Well, generally speaking, it's not my MO either. But I happen to have Pac-Man Championship.
That's not true. Gems of War. I went back to Gems of War and I got it.
Yeah. So when I was playing, I used to play Pac-Man Championship Edition all the time. I love that game. Did you ever have a phase?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So, but it was on my PC for the Australia trip, and it's like everything that you can do to waste time on the flight,
right,
you're going to do it. And when I got back into it, for some reason, I understood it in a way that I had never understood it before. And it doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's that period of time between like when I was actively engaged in it, like when I was a super fan.
Yeah.
And then now when I just came back to it just because it was there, like I used to struggle on the, with the basic 5-minute mode, like getting all the way through it without losing any lives. And like this time it came back up because it was on backward compatibility.
Oh, yeah.
So I installed it just to test it and make sure that it worked and ended up getting sucked into it. For some reason, I'm like the Kwisatz Haderach now.
It just clicked?
Yeah, I got like a fucking, I'm getting like achievements every time I play. It's just something about how the ghosts move and behave. For some reason, I understand it now.
Are you talking about Pac-Man still, or are you talking about Ghosts in real life?
Both. I'm talking about both.
Yeah, it took me, a solid, I don't know, I guess a week. Came out, when did it come out? Last Friday?
Ish.
Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really start getting it until last night. Like a lot of the systems clicked for me last night. Some of them I still didn't understand until you explained them to me this morning.
Well, yeah. No, so now that you understand, and again, I mean, that's...
But there's stuff I still don't get. Like, I don't understand when you go up to a workbench, like the weapon workbench.
Yeah.
And you can store your junk in there. Do you still have access to that junk when you're building? Or is it only available when you're using that bench?
You know, that actually I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if all benches in a town are linked.
I have no idea.
It'd be easy to test.
Yeah.
Yeah. All we would do is go over to because the weapon workbench is close to the other one.
Yeah.
We would just go over and scrap a couple things and then do that. There's a cool perk that gives you extra rare mats when you scrap guns and armor. Something to consider. You have a perk point.
I do. I need to go
off of your level.
Yeah.
That might be worth investigating that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I always pay close attention to something that you have a bad initial reaction toward, or, you know, just not enthusiasm. The games that can win you over, I tend to pay close attention to. You know, like, I would say Bloodborne is in that camp.
Bloodborne hooked me for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but at first it's very weird, and it has its own logic too. So, you know, I'm used to some of this logic either from Skyrim or Fallout, right?
But in Bloodborne, I feel like I'm fighting against, like, I'm trying to learn how to play the game better, and I could feel myself getting better at the combat. Whereas in Fallout, I feel like I'm fighting against like design decisions, like the UI.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But they do share something in that there's some nomenclature and some concepts from Dark Souls that you can apply across.
Yeah.
There's some ideas about like mist and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would help you, but in both cases you came around to it. I actually wonder if you were not changing in some way.
I definitely could be, yeah.
Because that's going back to it and then becoming a fan, like not just understanding it, but going back to them and really getting into them. I don't know. I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, I'm spending more time trying to play different games than I have before. You know, I would have spent a couple nights in Fallout and then given up and just been frustrated.
Well, yeah, just go right back to Destiny.
Yeah, and I'm definitely, you know, for me it was that I find that VAT system really interesting and fun.
Well, it has a lot of good. It has a lot of. I'm sure that I don't use it in an optimal way.
Yeah,
but there is a lot of power in that system to disable enemies.
Yeah, when I went to that cabin last night, I looked in the window first, and there was like a ghoul laying on the bed. And I just killed like 4 ghouls outside, so I knew this thing was going to jump up when I opened the door. So from the window, I shot its legs off.
Yeah, okay, so I was going to say, so what you have just described is, to my mind, the secret Bethesda sauce.
I'll tell you what the secret sauce is. The secret sauce happened last night, and I took a video of it.
Oh, you did?
The PlayStation sucks, I think, for sharing shit. But I was walking towards my next quest objective, and all of a sudden, 4 huge boulders jumped up, and they weren't boulders, they were crabs.
Crabs?
Yeah, with shells that looked like rocks.
Oh, shit.
And they started chasing me, and so I started running, because I realized I couldn't kill them. I was shooting at them, and they just didn't fucking care. And they chased and chased, and they wouldn't leave me alone. Like, I kept stopping, and they wouldn't leave. And I heard some dialogue happening. And
Between the crabs?
No, like there was a lady at a diner who was being shaken down.
Yeah.
And so I ran that direction with the crabs chasing me.
Oh, you kited them?
Yeah. And I ran through their little interaction, and the crabs started attacking them, and they started shooting the crabs. She ran out of her diner, and I ran into the diner and shut the door and let them deal with the fucking crabs.
Was the lady liquefied?
It turns out she was an NPC.
Oh.
So she couldn't die.
Good for her.
She was still alive after these crabs were dead, and I'm like, fuck. So I threw a grenade at her, and she walked out of the fire. And I was like, okay, well, she's either an NPC or Jesus Christ.
But either way,
yeah,
you want to see what she has on offer.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs acolytes.
But I had a couple experiences like that were just really fun.
But those two things are related. So the system is so big that you have these moments in it.
Yeah.
You know, and it happens sometimes. I mean, it really depends on the world that's happening in there. I mean, I would say that type of thing didn't really happen to me very often in The Witcher. In The Witcher, I was always doing something specific. Even though it was ostensibly an open world game, I was always actually going to a specific thing, and then every quest is really bookended by dialogue and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it isn't as dynamic as this is. Like Assassin's Creed has got some moments, but they tend to be funny moments and not moments like this.
Yeah.
Those games are much more designed, and I think that Bethesda have enough confidence in their overarching systems to not like 100% go through and design everything.
Yeah, most of the stuff, 90% of the stuff I've been doing, I haven't had a quest for.
Oh, you just been walking into places?
Yeah, I mean, I've had that quest to go down and deal with those raiders, but in the meantime, I spent the last 2 nights, like one night I found this weird like installation that had a big radar dish on top, and I just fucked around in there for the whole night. Like, I got some cool stuff out of it, but I didn't have a quest to go there. I just saw it and thought, yeah, I wonder what's in there. And that was the thing that helped me. Like, I had to stop thinking about what am I supposed to be doing right now, because that's always how I feel when I play a game.
Oh, you feel bad.
Yeah, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And I feel like anything that's not that is a waste of time, but
Yeah.
that's not how this game works.
Yeah, that's that MMO feeling.
Right.
And I actually don't like that feeling. And games that make me feel that way or reinforce that, I'm not likely to spend a whole lot of time with unless they're constructed in such a way that the rewards are really obvious and constant.
Yeah.
But again, with this, if I go into my town or whatever and put a bed down, it's some XP. Like, it isn't a lot of XP, but I can place 6 beds.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't even thought about XP. I guess I'm level 7.
Yeah, that just happened.
But it hasn't been a concern at all.
Right. In an RPG.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're just going out and meeting people and doing this crazy shit.
Yeah.
It definitely gets a hook in you. So, God, I didn't write it down. We were talking about a Fallout thing when you were playing earlier today.
Oh, the cleanup. I didn't understand how
you didn't know how to
salvaging stuff worked or scrapping stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you go up to a workbench and you use it and that menu comes up.
Yeah, and you think, I'm done.
Yeah, I guess I must use that here or whatever, but I didn't realize you could walk around in that menu.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that. That must have been a very shocking moment.
Yeah.
And your dog's lost. We got to find your dog.
I don't know where the fuck my dog went. I was in the that shipping facility, and I activated that robot, and I put him on subway guy personality, and I guess they don't like dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dog weirded him out, and so he started shooting my dog and shit. So then I had to reload that, and I sent my dog away.
Oh.
Now I don't know where he is. It was funny, though, because I went to him and set him up as a construction worker the next time. And he comes out, and if you talk to him, he says, it has been 5,000 hours since our last incident or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I brought some ghouls over, and he killed them. And then you talk to him, he's like, it has been 0 days since our last accident or incident.
Nice. Yeah, there's some cool dialogue if you switch companions.
I haven't even found another companion.
Yeah. A lot of times once you do that, I would finish up that town quest.
Okay.
I think that's one of the main things that differentiates my playthrough from yours.
The sanctuary?
Yeah. Once you set them up with everything that they need, then they'll send you to some other place. And I think that's how I ended up going south when you ended up going east.
Well, they sent me to a plateau.
Yeah, I did not see that.
And I went to the plateau, and they're like, hey, there's raiders coming from this building. Go get them. And I haven't gotten down to that building yet. I've just been doing other shit. But yeah, once I knew that you could clean up, I had to clean up.
Yeah, you had no choice.
All the tires.
Yeah, these fucking tires. And so you started not really with Sanctuary. You did some stuff with Sanctuary, but for you, it seems like Red Rocket is your actual base.
I like Red Rocket. I don't know if it matters if I make... I mean, it seems like the people are back at the other one.
Yeah, I haven't built up Red Rocket very much. I've been working on Sanctuary and another place that I have. But if Red Rocket is a part of that system, there's a device you can make, a little radio tower, that you can use to attract people to your place.
Oh, okay.
You set up a generator and plug it in.
Yeah.
And then throw the switch.
Huh. Yeah, see, I haven't messed with those systems at all, really. Until
I should load up my save in Sanctuary just so you can sort of see like what I thought the right thing to do as far as bridge security was.
Yeah. I guess once you get big enough, you start getting raided. Is that...
I mean, like I say, I always make sure that my defense stat is higher than it needs to be.
Okay.
And you'll go see any of those stats up there will be red if they don't have what the people need.
Okay.
And so, like, I always make sure that it's up much higher than is required. I think that once the settlement starts to get big, then they start to, obviously that's a concentrated source of resources. But yeah, I feel like a Fallout strip would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just which of those things, because for you a lot of that stuff is new, and for me that is super exciting because I had Fallout games on my computer when we were living together. Mm-hmm. I was just like, this is probably not for him.
Yeah.
And that's interesting too. I think that those Fallout games probably weren't for a lot of people. The new games definitely change a lot, but it gives more people access into it, and then maybe they'll creep back to some of those old ones.
I'm really surprised that it sells as much as it does, though. It doesn't feel like a mainstream play.
No, it feels really. It's got edges.
Oh, yeah. Sharp edges.
Yeah, sawtoothed. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe those shipped numbers. And that's shipped. That's physical shipped.
Yeah.
I sure as shit didn't get it physical.
No, I didn't either.
You know what I mean? That's insane. There's a town, dog, cleaning up. Yeah, that's got to be... Seeing how much of that stuff can be cleaned up has got to be hardcore.
Yeah. Was that a part of the old Fallout, the last Fallout?
Which?
Building sanctuary or building bases and...
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a new one.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten to this Diamond City place that people keep
Yeah,
talking about.
it's out there.
Yeah.
Every time I fucking walk down there, I got... You know what I mean?
I have something else to do.
Yeah, I see some other thing. So there's a mystical aspect. It's the hero's journey. Yeah, but once you start getting down into the larger towns, it's a very different experience, as you'll see. What I need is a Protectron for home use.
Yeah, that one I was hoping that one I activated at the shipping place would follow me around, but he just stays there and protects that place, which is fine.
I guess it's his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last time it was about waiting and then being eaten by cats because time had passed. But I wonder if it's just like the idea that the place is messy.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you want to clean it up. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people have probably felt when they're in there.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like the fact that it doesn't explain any of that shit, or that you didn't feel like it was especially well explained. I mean, that's how I felt too, but, my first instinct is to blame myself.
No,
I say, well, there must have been some screen I didn't see.
I always blame others for my failures. You got to get on that train, man.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I want a piece of that.
It's never my fault.
No. Someone else is probably a villain.
Yeah. I don't know. I just figure I'm not stupid, and if I didn't get it, then it's probably not explained super well. I mean, it's obviously I missed something.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they couldn't do a better job of explaining it.
Yeah, they could help a person out.
Yeah. When it comes to their hacking game, I don't know if they want that stuff to be discovered, and that's why they don't tell you a lot of how it works. Some of it feels important to know how to do it.
It seems like it would be handy.
Yeah.
Eventually, my understanding is that eventually the console versions will get access to the mods.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll be interesting because that's a big deal. That's a big deal in these games.
Sure.
A lot of really cool functionality comes from the community, but typically it's only been available on PC.
Yeah, I guess Kiko was telling me, or somebody was telling me, there's a mod that just turns off encumbrance.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
That would be really handy.
That would be huge.
Yeah. And seeing as it's a single player game, like, I'm not affecting anyone else's gameplay by doing that. Like, I would certainly like that.
Yeah, I think they want it to have a certain feel, but it's like we discussed on the phone when you were trying to figure out some of the basics of the genre, right? Yeah. If you have fast travel, they let you fast travel, so that means that they're willing to compress certain types of time.
Yeah.
But not other types of time.
Yeah.
As far as the resources in individual boxes for settlements, I mean, I've got like 10 people there, so they should be able to help me bring this plastic.
Yeah, I saw some little tip that said that once you have multiple settlements, you can create supply lines between them.
Well, there we go. That's cool. And I was going to say, and then some of these things are connected to...
They're just gated by experience.
Yeah, they're gated by experience and...
perks or whatever.
That's right. There's perks that add in, what you might consider basic game functionality.
Yeah, you have to spec into it.
Yeah, it's delightfully old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the not helping is probably something that would work in a strip.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
There's like 8. There's like 8 Fallout strips. But also, like, the really basic, like, you didn't know about the Brahmin.
Oh, is that what the cows are called?
Yeah, that's like Chocobo level brand identification.
Okay.
Right, there's 2-headed cows.
Yeah, I did not know about that.
Right.
Guys. But yeah, I mean, they built this ridiculously elaborate set of nested systems that allow for, almost anything you want to do. And it's like, should we tell people how to use any of this? No. They spent all their time making the systems. All right, time to build the help system so people can actually use it. No, we got a ship.
Why would we do that? I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Well, no, so
I
they
know
can
how
like
it works.
get into it. No. Oh, that's right. You're new. Listen, we put it all out there, and then we hide it.
I think it's safe to assume that our users will have played all previous Fallout games and also worked on the game and made these systems.
That seems reasonable to me.
Seems reasonable to me. I don't know why they wouldn't have built these systems.
But why wouldn't they automatically know everything that I know?
Yeah.
Are they not connected? Yeah, just going over it. Just going over the game. There's a lot of information that's either poorly documented or completely opaque.
Yeah.
And I'm just checking if that's our intention. Like, is that depth? Is that a deep system? It's so deep you can't see it.
You can't see the bottom?
It's so deep that you would drown trying to find it.
Yeah, I mean, the more I play of it, the more I think that that's what it is, that they want to put you into this place and have you not understand it.
Right. Like Bloodborne also.
Right.
You're supposed to... Well, they've been making this game for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like things that are hidden in it is a big part of their identity. It's so big. It's always so crazy to see the patch notes for these games too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're getting into some really weird stuff. I told you about the
vineyard.
The vineyard.
Yeah.
That I walked by, and I kept walking by, and I kept crashing, and then they put out a patch that solves like my specific walking by vineyard.
Vineyard no longer crashes when walking by.
It's just fucking crazy. the fucking patch list might as well have said, "Hi, Jerry." Solved Jerry's problem.
Fixed your vineyard trubs.
Peace out.
Do you get high on Jet?
No, I haven't used any chems. What does Jet do?
I haven't tried it either. I was asking if you had.
No, I never use any drugs in these games. There's only one drug that I use.
Do you get high on life?
And that's life. No, it's buff out is good.
What does that do?
Buff out increases your strength, if I recall right. I haven't used it yet in this one. Basically what it does is, let's say you have a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It increases a bunch of your physical stats, like endurance and strength. So if you use it, basically you have enough strength, which increases your encumbrance, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so then you can fast travel back.
Ah, that's handy. Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, addiction. Maybe you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You get addicted to those chems?
It's possible, yeah. So you're just like sitting down on a bench somewhere, huffing Jet.
No, I was saying I haven't tried it yet. I was curious what it did.
It was fun. Like I say, I mean, I know the sorts of people that I'm getting Jet off of. They tend to be completely insane, violent monsters.
Yeah. I guess I should have put the 2 and 2 together.
It's extracted from Brahmin dung fumes.
So if you start taking Jet, then you get addicted to Jet in the game and you have to keep taking it?
It's possible. Like I say, I have never gotten addicted to chems just because of the fear of addiction.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So Jet slows time.
Oh, wow.
Man, maybe I need to start using this shit. Gotta log in. Addiction.
Yeah, but I mean, in the wasteland, there's no one to have an intervention, and you can be addicted to Jet. No one's gonna sit you down.
True. What do you get? Jet addiction. When you're addicted to Jet, it gives a -1 penalty to strength, perception, and action points. That's in Fallout 2. So each time they sort of change it around.
Sure.
That's funny as shit. But yeah, like I say, I've never touched this stuff, even in this video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that concept is so scary to me that even in a simulated environment, I won't risk it.
You don't want that -1.
I don't.
I assume it goes away when you're on Jet.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
But maybe you have to use 2 jets to get the same high.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that's one of the other things. That the games are so big, there's corners of them that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And chems are a big part. Chems in this, just something I give to an old woman so she'll prophesy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should give her anything or not. Like.
Yeah, I imagine that she's one of those people that gets angry when they don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to be careful with that. I think I can sort of see the arc they want me to know about, but right now that she's on everything.
Yeah.
I feel the opacity is the right angle.
Okay.
Yeah, once I did learn it, I guess I had a good feeling.
Yeah, like I figured out the weapon stuff last night, and I was like, "Oh, this makes sense now."
Oh man, and I feel like the rewards for figuring out weapon crafting in this game are pretty profound.
Yeah.
Like as compared to Mad Max or something like that, it works a little bit different. I mean these pieces, of course, you get a new gun and you like some of its parts, you can just get those out.
Yeah.
Like my regular pistol is a monster now. It's just I just continually upgraded it. Yes, I feel like if there's a problem with a gun, I feel like for the most part I can fix it.
Right.
Like if there's something about the gameplay that I don't like, a lot of times I'm empowered to resolve it.
Yeah, I ended up investing a bunch in that shotgun, giving a long barrel and.
Well, yeah, it seems like that. It seems like that's your go-to.
I like it because I tend to. Most of the fights I've been in have been in close quarters, so.
Well, yeah, and it's sort of like it's like mongrel dogs hate this.
They do.
Five
things weird mongrel dogs hate.
One weird trick to deal with mongrel dog heads.
Yeah, I feel like there could be something in the VAT system too. Those percentages and the highlighted areas.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's a visual joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the other parts of things.
Yeah.
You need VATs for other stuff. Like it's VATs like on a sandwich. Yeah, there's the other things you can scan with VATs, and then there's using VATs to find, and then there's expanding the types of targets you have.
Yeah.
Is that a Destiny thing made out of melty beads?
Huh? Oh yeah, Gabe made those.
Hell yeah. That's fucking tight.
Isn't that great?
It's really good. That's one of the more sophisticated usages of melty beads.
Yeah. Melty beads get a lot of play at my house.
Yeah. Did you let him use the iron?
Gabe can. No, it doesn't.
But no. Yeah, don't let him use the iron.
Iron the fucking dog.
No, he's a dangerous young man, as I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like, Tycho comes to Gabe and he's like, "So, you getting into Fallout? Or, how are you getting into Fallout?" And
yeah.
Gabe's like, "Well, let me see if I get this straight." So they created this massive world full of incredibly intricate systems that are all interconnected, and then they don't tell you how to use any of it. It sounds like you got it, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, welcome aboard.
Maybe it's designed to model the helplessness of the nuclear fallout.
Yeah, I mean, is it designed? Then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe this is... Yes, Tycho's response would just be, let's go with that.
Yeah, I was thinking about Star Wars Battlefront the other day, and I was like, it's so true to Star Wars that they even modeled the shitty gunfights.
Yeah. The accuracy.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sure, let's go with that. That's what I choose to believe.
Yeah, maybe Tycho's like, well, think about it.
Yeah. Gabe's like, really?
Think about it. If you woke up after 200 years, you wouldn't know how to do anything. You'd be frustrated, scared,
You'd be angry, hungry.
Just adds to the immersion. Is that really why they do it? That's what I choose to believe.
Yeah, because that's completely on brand. Like not for Tycho, but for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm always coming up with clever explanations for other people.
Yeah. What do you think of Fallout 4, huh? It's like they built...
Yeah. Let me see if I have it right. This whole huge world full of crazy ass...
Interconnected systems
that
that allow for nearly limitless.
Yeah, Tycho would say permutations.
Yeah. Gabe would say possibilities.
Yeah.
Or...
And then they don't explain how any of them work.
Yeah, that's Fallout.
Yes, that's it exactly.
And you're okay with that? And we're okay with this?
We're okay with that. We've already made peace. Seems like Fallout 4 is starting to make sense. I think so. Let me see if I have it right. They build this whole huge world full of crazy ass interconnected systems that allow for limitless possibilities, and then they don't explain how any of them work. Yes, yeah, that's it exactly.
Exactly it. And this is cool.
Yeah. In terms of lines, it can go right from "that's it exactly" to Tycho explaining how.
Oh, okay.
I like that better as flow, but in terms of space and room, I'm afraid that it's not going to give you enough space to draw.
Okay. I think it's designed to model the.
No, it models.
It models the
confusion.
The confusion a real vault survivor would feel.
Thawed from cryo.
After 200 years.
Yeah. The real confusion.
And frustration.
The confusion, frustration, and yes, anger.
And anger. Is that really why they did it? What I choose to believe. It's designed to model the confusion, frustration, and even anger that a real vault dweller would feel upon emerging into this post-apocalyptic world. Really? That's what I choose to believe.
Post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Hellscape, yeah.
Okay. It seems like Fallout 4 is starting to make sense, or... Let me see if I have it right. They build this whole huge world full of crazy-ass interconnected systems that allow for limitless possibilities, and they don't explain how any of them work. That's it exactly. It models the confusion, frustration, and yes, even anger of a real vault dweller.
Merging into this...
Yeah, of a vault dweller. A vault dweller would feel...
upon
emerging into a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Yeah.
Really? That's what I choose to believe. Just like the smarty pants face.
Yeah, done.
Nice. Bow now. Battle wow.
But when I cast the pot, it's like I cast the rod, keeping it hard like a motherfucker gas robot.
I'm reeling cod, today's fresh catch. I mean a podcast, something about nets.
Yes, it gets better when it's winter. I'm fettered by my fish gear, catch and release, get in that crease when my fish near.
Talk about a plant best laid off that stray, and yes, I crave that tuna with his peck fin splayed. But while I'm glistening from the whole sea, you better listen into TLC.
I got that wild caught salmon. It's tender and it's moist.
Downloadable content, a podcast of choice.